Hey, 5th and 6th graders, it's Mrs. Fondre here. If you were here last year, you probably are thinking, that's not Mrs. Fondre, that's Miss Bennon. Well, I got married, so now I have a new name, so that's exciting. It's like a fawn, like a baby deer, Fondre. However, if you call me Miss Bennon, I will reply to both of those names, all right? So we wanted to go over with you some of the virtual stuff to expect for this year, specifically for my at-home friends, but if we ever go to all virtual or if you're homesick and you want to catch up, here's what you got to know, all right? I'm going to share my screen with you to kind of help you along the way to kind of refresh your memory for my 6th graders. And my 5th graders, this is going to be kind of new for you because you're just getting your Chromebooks and it's exciting. So let me share my screen with you. That means I have to present now. All the screen. All right, so I'm going to open up my Google Classroom kind of a home base. You can see I already have all my art classes in there for me, but I have some of the 3rd grade and 4th grade classes going on as well. Okay, so if you don't have my classroom yet, I sent an email to you, goodness, probably a month ago with your class code. If you lost the email or can't happen to find the email, please let me know. I really want to get you in here. If you're here for the first day of class, we're going to do this together, so that makes life a little easier for you. But you got to hit this plus button way up at the corner here to create or join a class. I suppose you probably would not create a class, but that's just me. For example, I will go into my class 5A to give you a little look around here. For my 6th graders, this should look pretty familiar to you. You've done Google Classrooms before. 5th grade, I'm not quite sure if you have yet with your previous experiences with all this virtual stuff, but there are a few things you gotta remember and know for intermediate school, and that is the fact that every week there is a Bellringer. Yes, Bellringer is your absolute favorite thing in the world. So those are gonna be found every week under classwork, all right? If you scroll down, you can see there's the big title Bellringer, and you do have a first Welcome to Art Bellringer to do. It's a pretty straightforward one, talking about your favorite mediums, what you like about art, what you don't like about art, what projects you like, kind of like sort of a deal. As long as you complete and turn it in, you're going to be good to go and get all your points. And you can see above here something a little different. This year, Artsonia, Artsonia didn't go away. I can hear my 6th graders from here going, but for my 5th graders, we post art on this website called Artsonia and talk about our art. So I know you can use some vocabulary and talk thoughtfully about your work instead of just saying, oh, my art's cool. Because there's more to art than just something looking cool. So this year, Artsonia has done a wonderful thing and actually synced it with Google Classroom. So when I post a project on the Google Classroom, you won't have to probably type in your code anymore. However, they are still working out some bugs and you may still need the access code. So in your class announcements, if you go back to your classroom on your front page, you can see I already put a little announcement out about the class code. So in case your name isn't going through or they haven't quite synced it properly yet, the code is there to get in. You'll just find your name and go from there. I'll talk a little bit more about Sonia in just a minute, but this is going to be your home base for pretty much everything. Bellringers, projects, submitting work, all that good stuff. All right. So just to practice getting into the Google Classroom and to the Artsonia, I'd like you to do a fake project. Yes, you've heard me, a fake project. So I'm going to copy and paste that code in here because I need it to get in. And you get to pick from here how to get in. So for example, if I click I'm in 5th grade, and I, right now, because I'm in my 5A class, I only have 2 students enrolled because those 2 are ahead of the game and got in the class. But from there, you'll click on your name. I'm going to pretend to be Bryn for right now. And this is where you start to upload artwork. All right, you can see there's a plus button under here and it says Cave Art. Hint, hint, that's going to be our first project this year. So from there, you'll click Add. And from here, you got to click Add once again, Add Artwork. And this is where people have to actually upload an image of their artwork. So you're probably thinking, well, Miss Bennett, I don't have a picture of it. Luckily for you, your Chromebook has a lovely built-in camera that you can use. So if you go down to your Chromebook bar down here, you can see that little white circle where all of your options really are. Start typing in camera, C-A-M, and then a camera pops up. All right. This might be kind of weird because I got two cameras going and sharing my screen at the same time. So from here, you're going to want to take your project and you're going to want to take a picture. Try to make it fill most of the screen, okay, before you hit the take a picture button. Don't have it back here, like up here, like sideways. I mean, the better your photo is, the easier it will be to upload, okay? There is one thing though to note: when you are putting a photo in, you can't have your face. And that's because these go on the internet and we don't want creepy people finding you. So you could put it in front of your face, or you can crop your face out later. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm gonna take my picture. Great, took it. And we can go back to our Artsonia page. I can close out of that since it's gone. And I'm gonna do select image or video. Now from here, you're gonna have to find your image. I think it's easiest usually just to click on this recent tab because it's the most recent thing you took a picture of. It should usually be right at the top. Otherwise, mine tends to save it to the downloads. So I would guess your image is in either one of those. I'm gonna click on that, click open, and I'm gonna click upload now. So you have to click a couple buttons to make sure it is going. Haha, there's me and my staff booklet that I've read through many, many times. All right, so from here, like I said, we don't want to see your face. So all you really have to do is click in the top corner, hold it, and drag. You can see this little box popping up all around my piece of work, so to speak. Not that I've made this book at all. Once you unclick, it'll kind of dull everything else out, and you can click apply, and it'll get rid of everything else. Ideally, if you're being really, really thoughtful, you will not have fingers sticking in your paintings or your drawings, but sometimes that's what's got to happen, all right? I would say from here, just click accept. You only really would have to worry about maybe rotating it if you put it, took the picture sideways and you need to rotate it. I do not recommend autofix because typically the colors get really weird, so I'm going to undo that. And I would not just click brighten. So you can kind of look to see if it helps your artwork, but usually it's good as is. Grayscale is pretty not helpful because a lot of the work we do is with color. So once you have that in and good to go, you click accept. And then you're going to move on to this artist statement. Now, I'm going to modify this a little bit yet because I haven't gone in and changed my default statement, but this is where you're going to talk about your work, okay? If you just click skip or finish later, you're not going to get all your points for your reflection because you didn't do the reflection. You took a picture, but you didn't do more. So from here, I could say my piece has shapes and colors. That's a pretty okay thing to say, but maybe you want to be more specific to get all your points. The current statement would be like a 4 out of 5. You use some vocab, but you didn't get really detailed. So from here, I could say my piece has square shapes and maroon and gold colors. Okay. I'll be like, good, that's specific, that's detailed. Turn in my statement. Click. So now you'll see that your piece is under cave art. Well, that one's not actually cave art, but I will edit that and figure that out for Bryn later. All right. So that was a lot of information. I know it was a lot. So I recommend if you are watching this for the first time through and have not paused or stopped or tried anything yet, pause, stop, try these again, rewind. The whole beauty of me being virtual right now is that you can pause me and do whatever you want to, okay? So you can work through this at your own pace. I'm actually going to be putting a practice assignment in for you to do this, and that's going to count as a practice assignment grade. So if I will put it in the gradebook as practice reflection, and if you do not have all these submitted, I cannot give you the points. So it's going to be really important when you get home or when you're at home, take your picture, crop it, talk about it, you're good to go. All right. Like I said, a lot of steps. If you want me to clarify or go over something again, you can email me or type a message into Google Classroom. That would be great. But the big thing I wanted to talk to you today about for virtual art is getting your Google Classroom set up. From there, I will be posting videos with directions, PowerPoints, images, stuff that we look at in the classroom that you can look at home, okay? And like I said, all of our work is going to be turned in through the Google Classroom this year, so that helps for everybody being on the same page. All right, I'll get into the more of the detailed stuff when we get to that point, but just wanted to give you the brief overview. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Hope to be seeing you soon.